Well, you made it. Barely. Glad to see you guys all here. So welcome to everyone here. It's good to see everyone on this lovely, lovely spring day. If you would please check it on your iPhone or your phone and then silence or turn it off, that would be nice. Masks, social distancing, no touching. We're all going with that. This lovely bouquet is shared with us by Melanie Hasseltine in celebration of her daughter Liz's birthday. Thank you. So things are a little weird, as you can see. We brought Jacob up from the soundboard to play guitar. John Merrifield's on bass. I'm playing drums. Things are weird. Left is right, up is down. Black is white. It's like Orwell's 1984 with 98% less totalitarianism. So please join us, if you will, for our very first song, which is God Makes Me Want to Sing.
Can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. I'm believing every living thing. I can see the face of God in paupers and kings. Precious, no one loves him more. We've all got the same treasure in store. That's why I'm loving every living thing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. I'm believing in my guiding light. No matter what comes, it always turns out right. Just dig down to how I feel. Just take a deep breath and grab the wheel. That's why I'm believing in my guiding light. To my highest place, with the wind in my back and a smile upon my face. I'm living my dream a little more each day, and it just keeps getting easier to find my way. That's why I'm rising to my higher place. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything.
Well, I only know 2 drum beats, and you've heard one. So, tuck in. I only know 2 fills as well, and you've heard them both. If you would please join us in Unity's statement of faith, it is on the screen all together now. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. Our second song is I Am by Denise Rosier. If you'd like to join us, the words are on the screen.
I am made of the light that hung the stars in the sky. A perfect thought since time began. I am. I am. I am one with the love that's holding all of us. Its power in my hands. I am. I am. I am called by the voice that speaks of truth and joy. Forever blessed where I stand. I am. I am. I am made of the light that hung the stars in the night. A perfect thought since time began. I am. I am. I am one with a love that's holding all of us. Its power in my hands. I am. I am. I am called by the voice that speaks with truth and joy. Forever blessed where I stand. I am. I am. I am. I am.
Please join me in our mission statement. Our mission is to encourage and inspire spiritual and personal growth by empowering each other to be authentically all that we came here to be. That's scary. Today's daily word, if you'll please speak the affirmation with me. The words are up on the screen. I embrace the healing flow of a divine life. Images of plants or roots pushing through concrete are visual reminders that life is energy. That same desire to persevere fills me. No matter how the world around me changes, an unchanging perfection lies beyond that which I can see. Life is always triumphant. I open up into the healing flow that is coursing through my body and mind, energizing and renewing me. This inner source is the truth of my being. My body is the temple of the living God. In this truth, I relax my body, calm my mind, and release my heart into the vibration of spirit within. I am one with the ever-renewing, ever-unfolding expression of infinite life. I am renewed, restored, and revitalized. The scripture is from Isaiah 58:8. Then your light shall break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up quickly. And please join me as we repeat the affirmation. I embrace the healing flow of divine life. During our prayer and meditation, let's keep the following people in our prayer consciousness: Stella, Brenda, Lucy, John and family, Jackson, Mary Lou, Cindy and Ann, Nancy and Kat. Please also hold the friends and family of Reverend Mary Omwake in love and light on Mary's transition. Mary was my mentor and my teacher. Absorb the vibrations and hear the sounds coming from the prayer bowl. Starting at the crown of your head, consciously begin to relax your body, following your attention to your forehead, ears, lips, down your neck, your shoulders. Roll them if they feel tight. Down your upper arms, elbows, wrists, and fingers. Return to your chest. Take a deep breath and exhale. Relax your abdomen, your hips, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, through your toes. As we enter the sacred space within, we affirm the omnipresence of God. We focus and connect with the oneness of all that is. When thoughts, movement, sounds intrude, concentrate on your breath, the very breath of God. We visualize anyone who has trespassed on us intentionally or unknowingly, real or imagined. We bless them and ourselves, letting go of our resentment, hurt, and anger. For those whom prayer was requested, for our family, our friends, our neighbors, ourselves, for all people everywhere, we call forth the Christ presence within all, activating and calling forth the healing power, guidance, wisdom, prosperity, peace of mind. We also pray for inclusivity, for fair and equitable treatment of all. This or something better. Oh,
And as we continue in this time of meditation, I'm going to invite us today to focus on one of our 12 powers, which is the power of life. That life that is breathing us, that is animating us right now. That life that out of which we have been created and that is within us now. And I invite you to take a deep breath into that healing power of life at this moment. And take another nice deep breath in, knowing that you are literally just breathing that healing flow of life into your mind and into your body. And feel that energy just move within every molecule and every atom and every cell. Feel that life energy as it rises up in every organ of your body, in every joint, in every muscle, in every tendon, in all of your bones, in your skin, in your eyes, in your ears, in your nose, and your tongue. And as we feel this life energy, let us remember that life is always biased towards healing. So as we move into a time of silence, I invite you, if there's any area of your body that feels out of alignment with that pure life energy, just feel this life energy coming into that space and doing its mighty and powerful work in this moment. I am in the healing flow of life in the silence.
This is Gentle with Myself by Karen Drucker and Robin Posen. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. Gentle with myself, I am gentle with myself, and I hold myself like a newborn baby child. I am gentle with myself, I am gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I rock myself just like a newborn baby child. And I rock myself like a newborn baby child.
Thank you, Baylor and our band. It's always nice to see, here's Jacob up here playing the guitar now. So I didn't realize you had that skill too. So thank you for stepping up and doing that for us. And just for all of them, and they're clearly can just kind of do anything and play anything. So we are so blessed like that. Well, good morning, everyone. How are we today? Great. We're probably ready for some sunshine, I would think. But I want to say welcome back to some familiar faces, and it's so good to see you back here again, and welcome for the first time. We're grateful that you decided to be with us this morning. So anybody who's here for the first time, just a delight. So today we are continuing to talk about the healing flow of life, and I think that song about being gentle with ourselves is so powerful. Because I would have to think that in our busy lifestyles, we could probably do a little bit more of the being gentle with ourselves. Do you think so? Yes. And that being gentle with ourselves helps bring about a greater experience of health and wholeness and healing in our lives. So I want to say, first of all, that it is not my intention today to encourage or discourage any kind of healing modality, whether it's traditional Western medicine, allopathic, homeopathic, alternative healers, whatever. Always my biggest encouragement is going to be for you to go within and allow that inner wisdom to help you to discern what your path is when it comes to having a really healthy body and a healthy lifestyle. always, I think, though, that whatever path that you're guided to, that you definitely want it to be determined by your inner guidance. Now, what I teach here at Unity, for those of us who have been here for a while, obviously is what we believe to be true. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting in here and our lives wouldn't have changed the way that they have. And the reality is that our lives have been impacted by these teachings in a way that doesn't make common sense to our humanness. And the reason that it doesn't make sense to our humanness is because we cannot define what we call God. You know, the ineffable, and I can't ever remember if it's undefinable or indefinable. Any scholars on that? Okay, so either or. But we absolutely know, based on our own personal experiences, that we are absolutely partnering with an intelligence. Yes to that. We've experienced it enough in our lives that we know that we are partnering, we are co-creating with this, and we call it a divine intelligence. And you know what? That's really exciting. Like that's something that I hope grabs us, and we don't want to let go of that knowingness, because that's what changes our life. That is what is, like, as we're talking about health and wholeness today, that is what can help change our health and move us into a greater experience of health and wholeness. And we've talked a lot before, and I talked about it last week, and I talk about it a lot, how important it is for us to make this spiritual journey a priority in our lives and have some kind of a spiritual practice. Now, please hear me on this too, because personally, I don't know of anybody who makes their spiritual journey a 24/7 priority. Now, maybe there's monks and there's nuns, but I don't know them personally. I honestly don't know of anybody who makes 80%, 60%, 40%. I think even probably 20% of the day is a stretch. So I'm not saying here that you have to make your spiritual journey your highest priority, although I will say this. When you make your spiritual journey your highest priority, you are going to grow exponentially. Your life is going to change in amazing and magnificent ways. And some of those changes are kind of hard to go through. So that's why I say, if you don't make it the highest priority, at least make it in your top 3. And I don't have any scientific evidence or research to support that. I just know from personal experience, and I know from experiences that so many of you have shared with me, that when we make this our spiritual journey, our spiritual awakening, the work that is ours to do, at least in our top 3 of priorities, that our life just flows better. Can I get an amen to that? Would you agree with that? Okay, so this is our opportunity to step consciously into participation with our own spiritual evolution. And I want you to think about that for a moment, because I don't know about you, but I would think you probably have experienced a lot of the same kind of things as me, where I've been cosmic 2x4'd into my spiritual evolution. Yes? When we consciously participate in it, we're not going to get those massive 2x4s near as much as we did in the past. And part of this participating consciously in our spiritual evolution has to do with our health today. And rather than get to a place where we have some big health issue, wouldn't it be nice to be consciously partnering with the divine intelligence along the way so we don't have to have this big ginormous thing take place? Yes. And I'm here to tell you today that even if we do have a health challenge, that there is still great hope there, because we are powerful beyond what we can even begin to imagine in really moving into a place of great healing. And here's the thing about this too. If one of us awakens and by example of our life, by example of the words that we speak and the things that we're doing, we inspire many, many, many other people, then not only have we blessed ourselves, but we've blessed and we've increased the whole. So it's recognizing that it's not selfish, first of all, to focus on yourself and to focus on that spiritual evolution of your own soul, because it actually uplifts and expands everything and everybody around you. But you know what? That's ultimately none of your business. What your business is in being just that brightest expression that you can be. So this is really a win-win situation. Again, no matter what path you choose, I just want to encourage you to consciously participate with the divine intelligence in moving forward. So I've shared this with you before. I'm going to share it with you numerous times because I want you to be amazed. I want us to really appreciate the magnificence of these bodies, because I just don't think that we do. I think we take our physical bodies for granted. And yet they're incredible in what they do, in their capacity to heal, but the capacity to create. So first I want to start with, and this is from Frederick Bales. It's called Your Mind Can Heal You. And the reality that every single one of us was at one point, for about a half an hour, one cell. And in that infinitesimal first cell was the plan or the blueprint of you. So from that point, the remarkable substance DNA that is in every cell of your body, all of the vast quantity of information needed to build these amazing bodies of ours are encoded into the long, slender strands of DNA, which are so thin that they can only be seen under powerful magnification. But if they uncoiled, they would be about 4 or 5 feet long. Dr. George Beadle estimated, and this is what's, I want you to hear the magnificence of your body, that if one cell could be put into words, one cell of your body, it would fill an encyclopedia of 1,000 volumes. Think about that. That cell had potentialities because it was indwelt by the whole intelligence of God, which immediately began to follow the plan, the end of which it saw from the beginning. For a period of 280 days, that intelligence demonstrated its activity. That one cell divided into two by a process so complicated that it would amaze us were we able to observe its every change, those 2 into 4, 8, and so on, until we have billions of cells in existence. Remember now, all of these billions of cells have come out of one cell. So think of it this way. It's as though a carpenter would take a splinter of wood, and a miraculous splinter of wood, and out of that splinter of wood would be able to create the walls, the floors, the ceiling, the structure of an entire house. I mean, that's pretty amazing, isn't it? Yes? Okay. So the original cell was soft and jelly-like, but out of that soft and jelly-like came all of these other different textures. Some toughened into fibers, they were bound together into muscles, some developed into cartilage, some into hard bone. Hinges and joints were built in the right places. Muscles were attached to the bony framework at exactly the right spots to move this rigid frame rapidly over the earth. Some cells developed into highly sensitive threads along which could fly lightning-like messages sent by the resident of the growing temple, the mind. And all this was built before the child is completed. Some cells were built into a tiny, powerful pump called the heart, the most durable organ in our body. And as the bones developed, this happened to be left, the openings in the perfect places, little round or odd-shaped holes through which nerves and vessels pass to various parts of the body. In 280 days, mind intelligence has built a complicated organism of belts, pulleys, hinges, trapdoors, with kitchen, pantry, dining room, complete with hot water system, air conditioned to keep the temperature at 98.6 degrees, and even wired for sound. I mean, it's amazing, right? And this just happens to be our brand new grandson, by the way. His name is Finley. Isn't he cute? I thought, what a perfect time to bring his little face into that. I mean, it's amazing, the miracle of life. And I know when I was pregnant, I loved that so much. I was in awe of what was taking place in my body, that I was literally growing a tiny human being. So here's the thing about it, my friends. Is it not reasonable to think that mind intelligence then, it is not reasonable, that mind intelligence then loses all interest in the complicated organism it has built. It dwells within it and uses it as a vehicle for its activities. The intelligence that created the body to begin with knows how to heal the structure it has built. The intelligence that created us knows how to also heal this body. It knew how to build those cells out of nothing. It certainly knows how to build new cells when something has happened to the old ones. The key, our part is to cooperate with it in the quality of our thoughts. Anybody that could do better with that when it comes to our body? Have we mastered it? Okay, so again, we talked last week about loving our bodies and really spending time, and I hope that you're doing that. Again, it's not enough for us to hear the truth. We must live. We must do the work that is ours to do, but to love and appreciate these bodies. And do we really and truly understand that our bodies are literally programmed for healing? You know, there's many examples of how our body heals. The liver regenerates. The intestines regenerate their lining. Bones grow back. The lungs repair after quitting smoking. The brain builds new connections. These are pretty big things. But let's talk about a little thing. Ever get like a paper cut? Yeah, those hurt, don't they? Listen to what happens when we even just get a paper cut. Following an injury like that in an otherwise healthy body, blood vessels at the site contract immediately to slow the bleeding. White blood platelets then clump together to form a clot to stop the bleeding. And then once the clot is in place, then the blood vessels reopen a bit to let the right amount of oxygen in to promote the wound for healing. It doesn't stop there. Next, and this is all happening, and you're not even thinking about it. You're probably just like, oh, this hurts so bad. And you're not really thinking about, holy schmoly, look at what's going on in my finger in these moments. Because next, white blood cells begin digesting the dead cells in order to make room for the new cells to form. So the white blood cells are like having a little feast in there. And you're not even thinking about it. And they're doing it on your behalf. They also fight infection and oversee the repair process. And then in the rebuilding process, oxygen-rich blood cells arrive to the new tissue, creating collagen. And you usually see the result of this as a scar that appears over time until finally it's just complete. And I want to say to you, if you are not impressed by all of this, something is wrong. Because this is amazing, isn't it? I mean, to think what happens with just a little tiny cut. And how our bodies are biased towards healing. Imagine what our bodies can do when we consciously partner with them in bringing about greater health and wholeness in our physical bodies. You know, this same thing happens to a person who is 100 as it does to a child, an infant. And the reason is, again, because our life energy, our bodies are biased towards healing. So what keeps us from healing? Of course, the first thing is we don't even entertain the belief that we really can be healed. But I'm going to use a scripture that I've used before, and that is because, about a third of the gospel record is about healing, that Jesus is healing. That he was really pretty big on healing, wasn't he? I mean, it was a huge part of what he talked about. And he healed all manners of things. And he taught in such a way that was so extreme so that we could even just bring it to what is going on in our bodies today. He healed all manners of things. And he left some really great concepts for us to follow. So the story is the man by the pool of Bethesda, where he's been laying there for 38 years. And he's been sick. And he's surrounded by these 5 porticos or porches of other sick people. So you can imagine, this is not the most uplifting environment, right? I mean, people are sick. And what they're waiting on is for an angel of the Lord to come down and to stir up the waters, because it was believed when the waters were stirred up, there was healing in the waters. And so Jesus comes up to this man who's laying there on his mat, and he says to him, "Do you want to be made well?" Big question. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of times our illness gives us excuses for things. And so that's a really interesting thing to entertain. Is my illness, is it helping me not do things that I don't necessarily want to do, whatever it is. But it says, "Do you want to be made well?" And the guy says, "Yeah, but every time the waters are stirred up and I go to get in the waters, somebody gets down before me." Nobody in 38 years has ever helped me get in that water. Can you believe that? I mean, think about that. Really? I mean, 38 years and he hasn't been able to get into the water. The story goes on simply to say that Jesus looked at him and said, "Take up your bed and walk." I believe there's more to the story. I believe that probably what Jesus did was he got down there to the level of that guy and he looked him in the eyes and he said, "Son, the power is not in the pool. Your healing isn't in that pool. The living waters of life are in you right now. The healing energy of God is in every atom and cell and molecule of your being right now. Let those be the waters that get stirred up in you, son. Let that be what motivates you. Just as if you got into that water, how would you be feeling right now if you were laying on your mat and I'm talking to you? And Jesus had this huge consciousness, didn't he? I mean, can you imagine getting to be with him? And his consciousness, his knowing, I mean, he knew. There wasn't any doubt. There wasn't any like, maybe. He was like, it's in you. Accept it, believe it. And he pulled that faith out of people because he knew it so completely. And I believe that he was so able to wake this young man, well, he was 38 or more, maybe not so young. It's all relative, isn't it? I'm still young. But he was able to wake this man up internally to the degree that he could finally stand up and say, "Now, son, take up your mat. Take up whatever it is keeping you comfortable in your uncomfortableness there. Take it up and walk." And the story is that the man got up and he walked. So when Jesus says to this man, "Do you want to be made whole?" And this is one of the things that keeps us from healing, what does he say? He says, "Yeah, but." Maybe one of your "yeah, buts" is, "Yeah, but I'm too old." "Yeah, but, these habits I've had for my entire life, I can't change them." "Yeah, but it's too late." "Yeah, but you don't know how this has progressed in my body." "Yeah, but you don't know the statistics that I've heard." Those "yeah, buts." When we're in that "yeah, but" consciousness, are we consciously participating in our healing? No, absolutely not. Do you want to be made whole? Do you want to be made well? Do you? Yes. So here's the thing, that some of these statistics may be true on a human level of research, but they are not truth with a capital T. And that's what Jesus was trying to say. You can look at this all you want, and you can focus on this, and you can create that in your consciousness, and you can stay stuck in whatever's going on in your body, or you can rise up to a higher place, and you can see that there is so much more here, that you are literally one with the divine intelligence, and you are co-creating with it. And through your thoughts and your consciousness, you can bring about a greater expression of wholeness in your physical body. And that is truth with a capital T. Because here's the thing I want to tell you. If it can happen for one person, it is possible for every person. So I watched a movie called Heal, H-E-A-L. Right now it's on Amazon Prime for free. And in this movie is Dr. Joe Dispenza. Now, Dr. Joe Dispenza in 1986 had a bicycling accident where a vehicle came up from behind him and catapulted him off of his bike. And he broke numerous vertebrae in his back. And he was told he would never be able to walk again, and that he needed this major surgery. Dr. Joe Dispenza said he probably would have recommended anybody else to have that surgery, but he was already in that place of thinking outside the box, and he understood the spine. So he decided that he was going to choose something different. And so what he did was he went home in a wheelchair, and he decided that he was going to partner with his intelligence, and he was going to give it content. He was going to give it a guidebook, if you will, on what his healing needed to be. Now, in addition to that, he also decided that he would not let any thoughts pass into his mind that he did not want to experience. So hear this. That doesn't mean the thoughts didn't come up, because they will. But he decided not to let them pass into his consciousness. He also said that one of his mantras was, the power that made the body knows how to heal the body. So the power that made my body knows how to heal my body. Let's say that together. The power that made my body knows how to heal my body. Do you believe that? Yes. Okay. So he says for 6 weeks he went through this incredible dark night of the soul, because it would take him about it would take him upwards of at least 3 hours of just concentration, and he would literally go vertebrae by vertebrae, and he was giving this divine intelligence instruction on how it needed to be. But he said he would lose his concentration because he would be in his wheelchair. Normal. He was grieving. He was afraid. Those things came up for him. But he kept at it. And he said that finally, after about 6 weeks, that one day it was like, he said that all of a sudden it clicked. And he said it was like hitting the sweet spot of a tennis ball. And that it clicked, and it clicked in him. And he was able to go through that entire visualization without losing any concentration. At the end of 10 weeks, he started to notice some sensations in his body. He started to have movement in his body. And at 10 weeks, he was back on his feet. And in 12 weeks, he was back in training. This was like a miracle. And he had made the deal with himself that if he healed, he would spend the rest of his life studying this and teaching it. And so I encourage you to look up Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you just go to Dr. Joe Dispenza, drjoedispenza.com, you can find him on YouTube, you can find him on Facebook. If you are dealing with it, really anything, he's about everything, but the healing aspect is a really powerful thing. Myrtle Fillmore, a co-founder of Unity. Now that was a pretty quick turnaround, wasn't it? 10, 12 weeks. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, it took her 2 years to heal her body of tuberculosis. But she stayed with it every day. She was consistent in blessing her body. She would go, I shared this last week, but go to the nerve centers of her body, and she would appreciate them and tell them how much she loved them. She would ask for their forgiveness for how she had thought about them in the past and how she treated them. But she was persistent even in the realm of not seeing the healing yet taking place. But eventually it did. So it's, the whole thing here is keep on keeping on. In that movie, Dr. Reverend Michael Beckwith said, tonic thoughts create tonic chemicals. Toxic thoughts create toxic chemicals. And those are chemicals in our body. So what this means is that we must get a hold of what our thoughts and our words and our imaginings are of what we're allowing into our consciousness when it comes to our physical body. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't use other modalities of healing. You will be guided as you turn within to this inner realm and you partner with it, you will absolutely be guided. And you will maybe be guided to traditional Western medicine. You know what? If you're guided to traditional Western medicine, do it. If you're guided to is allopathic Western traditional? Okay, if you're guided to homeopathic, he has to help me, alternative to healers, to whatever, do that. But you will absolutely be guided. And then, pray. Jesus said, pray believing that you have received. Take the time to really focus on your healing. Focus on what would you be doing if when you woke up in the morning, you woke up and your joints are moving smoothly, and you're feeling great. What would you be doing with your day? How grateful would you be? Take that time to visualize that, to feel it, to bring it to the present moment. And have affirmations. One of my recent ones, I shared last week that the week before that, I had a really hard week with fibromyalgia. This week has been phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. And my affirmations that I've been using are simply, my mind and body are healthy. My mind and body are strong. My mind and body are energetic, and my mind and body are vibrantly alive, because I want my mind to be in alignment with my body. I recognize that I may have some old stuff in there that's saying something else, but that's where I go especially when I'm not feeling great, I go there. But I'm doing this on a regular basis. So do the work. Make sure that you're doing the work, even if you're not seeing immediate results. It's happening in the invisible realm. And again, be open and follow what's right for you. One of the other things I want to recommend to you that someone just recommended to me this last week, if you're working on healing, is something called Qigong. And they directed me to this one called Spring Forest Qigong, which is on Facebook. It's an everyday practice, and it's 15 to 30 minutes, and it's gentle. But I'll tell you what, and you can do this if you need to sit down as well, which is great. The thing is that every time that I do this, I feel, and it's about really loving and appreciating your body, bringing the energy and allowing the energy to express, is that I can feel the energy literally moving in my body. And it's amazing to feel that energy moving in your body, because guess what, guys? We're made of energy. We have these great energy meridians. So I would recommend that as something if you want to expedite your healing. So we are going to close today with an affirmation. And it is, my body is now responding to the healing flow of divine life energy within me. So I'm going to invite you, as you say this, to let yourself really feel it, that your entire body at this moment is responding to that healing flow of divine life energy. So together, my body is now responding to the healing flow of divine life energy within me. And so it is, and so it shall be. And I say to you, namaste. I see that healing energy within you. Namaste. All right, as our band is getting ready to come back up and bless us again, this is the opportunity in our service to be in support of the message of this ministry, of what it is that we are here to do today, what it is that we are here to do in the future, and to support it financially. We have numerous ways that you can give. You can give by going to PayPal at ccunity at sbcglobal.net, or through our Tithely app. Also, if you're here today, there's some baskets in the back. So let's take the energy of our gift in our hands and let's bless it together with our gift blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And thank you, God.
I am healed, whole and healthy. I relax and visualize. I am healed, whole and healthy. I am well, I am well. I am healed, whole and healthy. I relax and visualize. I am healed, whole and healthy. I am well, I am well. I am healed, whole and healthy. I accept and I receive. I am healed, whole and healthy. I am well, I am well. I am healed, whole and healthy. Angels are watching over me. I am healed, whole and healthy. I am well, I am well. I am healed, whole, healed, whole, healed, whole, well. I am healed, whole and healthy. I've got love surrounding me. I am healed, whole and healthy. I am well, I am well. I am healed, whole and healthy. I've got love surrounding me. I am healed, whole and healthy. I am well, I am well. All is well, all is well. I am well, I am well. All is well.
Oh, there we go. Baylor, that was fantastic. Baylor is so good. She actually had DNA test to make sure she was actually related to me. That's a sad 14th birthday when they got the results. Very sad. It was very sad. So today's seminar with Kat Presco has been postponed and will not be held today. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., Lisa and others will be here to clean up the Cheryl Willis Meditation Garden and organize the kitchen. If you can come and help, you'd be much, much appreciated. The New Thought World Religion class on Facebook Live at 9:15 a.m. on Sundays. This April 25th, James Masters will be sharing Kabbalion. K-A-B-A-L-I-O-N. Is it up there? Kabbalion, which is a compilation of Hermetic teachings. The Kabbalion provides a master key for students to unlock the fundamental and basic teachings of esoteric philosophy. There are 7 Hermetic principles that the entire philosophy is based upon. Together, these 7 principles constitute an explanation of the basic laws that apply to all of creation. I am intrigued. Unity of Springfield is collecting gently used or new tennis shoes for rare breed. Please wash the used ones and place them in the blue box in the foyer. If you would please join us in our prayer for protection. Together now, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Once again,